Several NFL players last night took a knee or raised their fists during the national anthem. One of those was Malcolm Jenkins of the Philadelphia Eagles, the team that had its visit to the White House in June canceled by Trump, who wasted no time this morning pouncing on one of his favorite talking points, tweeting, quote, "The NFL players are at it again, taking a knee when they should be standing proudly for the national anthem. Find another way to protest. Be happy, be cool, stand proudly for your national anthem or be suspended without pay." The panel's back. I want to read something else he said. He said most of them, the players, are unable to define what their outrage is about. That seems to me, well, what does that seem like to you?
No, it's just a lie. It's just more racism from the President of the United States. I think what's really interesting, there was an article in The Ringer where they interviewed Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, who's like America's golden boy, right? It's the Green Bay Packers. He's 34 years. Even Aaron Rodgers says, this is nonsense. This is nonsense. He's like, we didn't even come out for the pledge when I started following after Brett Favre. All of this is really just a creation of right-wing white nationalists who want to attack African-American players for being ungrateful. That's what the president wants to do. That's the only reason he's talking about it. And all the rest of these owners are capitulating. And really, it doesn't affect the game. So it's obvious it's for political purposes, not for any sort of practical financial reason.
You know, this is one step above Laura Ingraham saying it's the America that, you know, she has lost. The degree to which the Republican Party now turns on race, on xenophobia, is one of the things that you and I have found horrifying. But it is the only card they have to play. They still believe it's a base election. They still believe that they have to turn out their people. And the way to do it has always been going back to the race issue. It's not taxes. It's not trade. It's race. And they go back to it again and again.
I get the politics. I don't get the moral compass. Where's Paul Ryan? Where's Mitch McConnell? Where are the guys who used to run as politicians with character? There are none.
This again goes a little bit to what we talked about earlier in the show of people have decided that the best way to deal with this president is to sort of stay quiet and to not pick fights. And you make a fair point. There are a lot of people who we sort of look to be, whether it was the policy arbiters or the moral barometers, and there's a few of them. But again, often these are people who are leaving Congress or who are retiring or who have some other reason to be outspoken, but there's not that many of them. And the president has also shown that you thought, you know, he took on LeBron James the night before he was heading to Ohio. He's taken on the NFL, a sport that is huge with his base, and so far there have been no major repercussions with him. So if you're one of these politicians who is not a profile in courage and you look at the situation, you don't have much incentive to come out.
It does seem, though, like when women have to go to the polls, there will be these are cumulative. These attacks are racist. These attacks are against people who are not sticking their toe into politics. They're exercising their First Amendment rights to peaceful protests.
And people don't forget them. We're at the one-year anniversary of Charlottesville. Everyone remembers what the president said about Charlottesville and what he didn't say, which is he didn't forcefully condemn it, and he hasn't forcefully sort of used his presidential bully pulpit to condemn racism in our country. Tomorrow, or Sunday rather, in Washington, there's going to be this protest of white supremacists right by the White House, and he has said nothing about it. So he's judging how professional athletes decide to protest, but he says nothing about how KKK members or white supremacists decide to protest, and that's really an absence of the kind of leadership that we're used to seeing from people who've been president.
And worse than saying nothing, he talked about good people on both sides. Don't forget that. We have to sneak in our last break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.